When the entire concept of a Nintendo Switch 2 edition game started to float around, my Sonic brain immediately went to the idea of Sonic Switch 2 editions. I mean, nothing but good can come out of this, right? The Sonic games on Switch always felt crusty. Even Shadow Generations, which was definitely better optimized than Frontiers was, still felt really choppy to play on Switch. You can tell it was not designed to be on that console, so I was so happy when Sega announced that Sonic X Shadow Generations was getting a Switch 2 edition. Being able to play these games at 60 FPS on the go is going to be such a treat. I assume it's going to be 60 anyway. I know the Switch 2 can go up to 120 FPS, but in the case of Shadow Generations, the PC port is the only version of that game that can go above 60, so I'm just going to assume the Switch 2 version is going to be at 60, which is great. Now, that all sounds fine and good, right? Well, bad news to the community when it was revealed that this is going to be a part of the new key card thing that the Nintendo Switch is doing. For those who don't know what this means, the Switch 1 had select games that required you to download a certain part or the whole game online, instead of it being on the cartridge. Said cartridge is more of a key that lets you play the game. In this generation, Nintendo decided to give it its own name and whatnot, just to be clear to the consumer, which on paper, I like this idea, but I fear it making it distinct will lead to a lot of developers being lazy and throwing their games on key cards instead of, you know, proper physical media. This is what Sega decided to do here for not only Sonic X Shadow Generations, but for all of the games coming to the Switch 2 so far, such as Yakuza and Puyo Puyo, which is so extremely disappointing and utmost concerning for many different reasons. Starting with the fact that you do not own any digital media. I know some might bring up the whole digital physical thing bullshit Nintendo's trying to do, and I hate to come off blunt, but if anyone truly believes that any sort of digital good is ownership, you, my friend, are a moron. Now, of course, if you go into buying digital games not really caring and know what you're getting yourself into, more power to you. But I'm talking to those who legitimately try to argue that digital goods are ownership because they are most certainly not. When these servers go down, say in 10, 20 years from now, these key cards are basically nothing but hunks of plastic, which is really concerning for the future of physical media. Physical media will never be irrelevant. Ownership will never be irrelevant. I personally have a no digital rule when it comes to gaming, on consoles anyway. I only ever broke this rule a couple times. One with Sonic X Shadow Generations when that came out because, well, I'm a YouTuber. I wanted to cover it as soon as I could, and if I didn't make videos, I wouldn't have gotten the Digital Deluxe. That's what I did with Sonic Frontiers. I'm saying all of this because it's particularly scummy of Sega for even doing this. All of the console ports of Sonic X Shadow Generations were on their respective formats. There is absolutely no reason why this couldn't have been on a standard cartridge. Most Switch games can go up to 60 gigs on a card. There is no excuse. Sega purely wanted this to make a quick buck. And before I hear, well, Sega probably didn't want to reprint all their old games for Switch 2, it would have costed them nothing more to do it properly. I don't want to hear that excuse because these keycards are absolutely anti-consumer in every single way. It would be different if this was a 100 gig plus game, then I can understand the keycard, since the Switch has limited space on a cartridge, but this is not that. Shadow Gens is 23 gigabytes for Switch 2. That can easily fit on a regular cartridge twice over. So, what can we do about this? Just stick with the Switch 1 port and upgrade to the Switch 2 version and get all the benefits from having the physical copy? Well, here's the kicker. Sega is not offering any sort of upgrade option, which means you have to buy the new version of the game if you want the optimized gameplay on Switch 2. Wow, that is some bullshit. People are not happy about this, and rightfully so. The keycard was one thing, but this is another thing entirely. Bullshit, I say. Like, wow, this is bad. I can't even say to not buy it, because everyone's going to want to play Shadow Gens in 60 FPS on Switch. But I certainly won't recommend you do. Now, will I buy it? Well, yeah, I did pre-order it, and this is where I'm called a hypocrite, and a member of my Discord server rightfully called me out on the whole deal, but here's the thing. In my defense, I'm a Sonic game collector. I own all versions of every recent Sonic game. It's what I do. I can't deny my hypocrisy, but if I wasn't a collector of Sonic merchandise, I wouldn't even bother buying this. In fact, the day all games go digital is the day I just stick to PC, but that's far out. And I'm pretty sure you have to rebuy the DLC too, like the movie level, which is such bullshit I can't even properly describe. Taking down listings of the games is one thing, but this is an entirely new level of scummy for Sega, not offering any sort of upgrade for those who already already bought the game is so unusually anti-consumer of Sega. I'm the motherfucker who literally made a video about how many copies of the game I was gonna buy. And yeah, I bought them all. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, and now Switch 2, I guess. Again, I know I might be called a hypocrite for even making this video while buying the game, but I am simply using my platform to call Sega out on this because, Sega, I have nothing but the utmost respect for you, your developers, and people alike, but this is absolutely not cool and goes against gaming and our gaming rights as a whole. Do better, Sega. Sonic X Shattered Generations is genuinely one of the best Sonic games in over a decade, and doing this feels really dirty. It spits in the face of all things Sega, what you guys stand for. Do better, Sega. Do better.